Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to solve day 14 problem of this month on LeetCode. If you guys haven't subscribed my YouTube channel yet, then please go ahead and subscribe it. Now let's get started. So today we are going to solve problem number 930, that is binary subarrays with sum. So in this problem we have given a binary array nums and an integer goal. Okay, and we have to return the number of non-empty subarrays with a sum goal. Okay, and what is subarray? A subarray is a contiguous part of the array. Okay, so here see this example. So let me copy this example to this page for explanation. Okay, so here we have to find the contiguous subarray. Okay, and for those contiguous subarray we need the sum as 2. Okay, so what are the different possible scenarios here? Okay, so if I just include this in my subarray, then my sum is 1 and that is not required, right? We need the goal as 2, right? If I include these two elements, then my goal becomes 1. Okay, if I add these two elements, then it is 1. But if I add these three elements in my subarray, right, then my goal becomes 2, right? So this is one part. Okay, so 1 0 1, this is one subarray. Okay, so for this subarray we are getting the sum as 2. Okay, but if I include all these elements 1 0 1 0 here till here, then what is the result? So okay, so here also the sum that I am getting is 2, right? So this is one more subarray. Okay, and now after that, if I include all the elements, okay, if I include all the elements like 1 0 1 0 1 everything, okay, then in that case my sum becomes 3 and that is not required, right? So we don't want to include this subarray. But now after that, if I start from this position, till here, then there is one more subarray, and for this subarray I am getting the sum again as 2, right? 0 1 0 1. Okay, so for this subarray I am also getting the sum as 2. Okay, so this is one more solution. Okay, and in the end you can also check here, if I include just these three elements, okay, 1 0 1 1 0 1, then again my sum becomes 2, right? So in this case also I am getting the same goal 2. Okay, so in all these cases my total sum is 2, and which is required result, right? Because the goal is given as 2. Okay, so how many times how many different subarrays that we are seeing here? So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this is 4. So 4 is going to be our output. Okay, so 4 is our output. Okay, so now let's see how we are going to solve this problem. Okay, so here I am writing the numbers like this is 1 0 1 0 1. Okay, so here I am going to let's calculate the prefix sum. Okay, so what is the prefix sum? Initially my sum is going to be 0. Initially my sum is going to be 0, right? So here at this position, when I am at this position, then my prefix sum, initially there is no elements. Okay, and sum, so let's give this value, prefix sum of 0 is equal to 1. Initially this is the case, prefix sum of 0 is 1. Okay, and after that, once I reach at this particular index, then before that index, see what is the total value before this index. I am right now at this index. Before this index, what is the value? Total sum 1, right? So what is the prefix sum of 1? How many times I am getting the sum as 1 before this particular index? So only one time. Okay, so prefix sum of 1 is 1. Okay, this is clear. Now once I reach at this particular index, then before that how many times I am getting the prefix sum as 1? Okay, so total 2 times, right? Prefix sum as 1. Okay, see here, prefix sum as 1. So here at both these positions I am getting the same sum, right? That is 1 only. So how many times? Prefix sum is equal to 1 is equal to 2 times, right? if I use just this one or if I use both of these. Okay, so total 2 times I am getting the prefix sum as 1, total 2 times. This is what I am writing here. Okay, so this is done. Okay, after that I reach at this index. Okay, after that I reach at this index. So here I am writing the indexes only. Okay, 0 index, 1 index, 2 index, 3 index, 4 index. Okay, so now I reached at this particular index number 3. So before that, what is the total sum I am getting? Before this total sum I am getting is 2. And how many times I am getting this sum as 2? Only one time, right? Prefix sum, total sum that I am getting before this particular index, that is 2. And how many times I am getting this particular sum? Just one time, right? See here, when you calculate everything, so the sum becomes 2, right? So I can't just include this one, because now then after including just this subarray, then I'm getting the sum as 1. Okay, so here I'm just checking for the sum 2. Okay, prefix sum 2 is equal to 1 here right now. And once I reach at this particular index 4, so then how many times I am going to get the sum as 2. Okay, so at this particular index also, okay, when I reach here, so ps of 2 becomes 1. Okay, so now again I have to write ps of 2, because before that I am getting sum as 2 only, right? Prefix sum of 2, how many times that I am getting this sum? 2 times. Okay, how by 2 times? Okay, if I include this part, then I am getting the sum 2. If I include everything till here, then also I am getting 2, right? So that is why prefix of 2 is equal to 2 this time. Okay, so this is done. Now what I'm going to do, okay, once this is done, I'm going to use one thing, that is goal minus sum. Okay, so here every time I'm going to check if my sum is greater than equal to goal, then I am going to make the count as count plus prefix sum of sum minus goal. And now I'm going to tell you why I'm using this sum minus goal. Okay, so this is what I'm going to use. Okay, so right now when I am at index 0, okay, so when I am at index 0, okay, my prefix sum of 0 becomes 1. My prefix sum of 0 becomes 1, because there is no element previously, so initially we are starting from sum is equal to 0, right? And initially count is also equal to 0. Okay, initially count is also equal to 0 only. So now my prefix sum of 0 is 1, right? And after that I am going to calculate sum as sum plus this particular element. Okay, so now my sum becomes, when I just include this element, okay, so now my sum becomes 1, right? Sum becomes 1 if I just include this element. Okay, after that I am going to check if my sum is greater than equal to my goal. No, it is not the case. Sum is not greater than equal to goal. Okay, after that I move to next index. Okay, after that I move to next index, and again I am going to calculate the prefix sum of and previous time sum is 1, right? Previous time sum was 1. Okay, so again I am going to check for the prefix sum of 1. So previously 1 is only one time, so now my prefix sum of 1 becomes 1 here. Okay, initially prefix sum of 1 was 0, right? Prefix sum of 0 is 1 here, and now my new sum becomes, okay, so here what is happening actually, okay, in the for loop I am also going to increment this sum, prefix sum of previous sum, what was the old sum, plus. Okay, all these values I am going to make an increment. but you guys will better understand this with the code. Now let's ignore it. So here, let's say if once I reach at this position, my prefix sum of 1 becomes 1. Okay, prefix sum of 1 becomes 1, and again I'm going to check if this 1 is greater than equal to goal. No, it is not the case. Then after that I reach at this particular index. Okay, I reach at this particular index. Then again now I'm going to check what was the prefix sum right now. 1. Right now 1, right? And how many times 1? Previously it was 1 time. Again I'm going to increment 1. So prefix sum of 1 becomes 2 times. Okay, prefix sum of 1 becomes 2 times. Now after that I am going to perform addition. 1 plus 1. Okay, previous sum was 1. Now again I am going to add this one. So now my sum 1 plus 1, it becomes 2, and my, okay, this becomes 2, and now my this sum reaches the goal. Okay, goal is also 2 and sum is also equal to 2. Now inside that I am going to check for this if condition. If my sum is greater than equal to goal, yes, it is true, then count is equal to count plus, initially count is 0, right? So now my count is going to become 0 plus prefix sum of sum minus goal. Here I am writing sum minus goal. Sum is 2, goal is 2. 0 plus prefix sum of 0. What is the prefix sum of 0 value? 1. 0 plus prefix sum of 0 is 1, so it becomes 1 count. Okay, so here this simply means that how much additional sum that I need to make it equal to my goal. Okay, to make it equal to my goal, sum minus goal is going to give me the sum that I need to make this equal to my goal. So initially here, see, here I get the sum as 2, right? Here I get the goal as 2, and I don't need anything. Okay, so I am just going to add prefix sum of 0. I don't need anything. Prefix sum of 0 as 1. So here I have just added prefix sum of 0, right? Because I don't need to do anything, right? Prefix sum minus goal, that is 0 only. Okay, prefix sum of 0 I need. Okay, after that once I reach here, again my sum becomes 2, right? Sum is greater than equal to goal, yes. Prefix sum of sum minus goal, again prefix sum of 0. I don't need anything. I don't need to add anything in the prefix sum. Okay, prefix sum of 0 only is the answer, right? Prefix sum of 0 is 1, and previously count was 1, so now my count becomes 2. Okay, now once I reach here at the end, at this end, my total sum is going to become 3, right? Now 3 is greater than 2, so 3 is greater than equal to 2. Now I am going to check here prefix sum of 1, right? 3 minus 2 is 1. Okay, so that simply means that I need prefix sum as 1, okay, to make it equal to my goal. Okay, I need prefix sum of 1 answer here to make the result equal to 2 instead of 3. Okay, so that simply means that I have to ignore this part. I have to ignore this part now in the end when my total sum becomes 3. Okay, so here, see here, if I add all these elements, my sum becomes 3, right? And my sum is greater than equal to goal. Now prefix sum 3, I don't need 3, I need 2. Okay, so I need to make this prefix sum minus goal is equal to my goal. Okay, I have to make this. So in order to do that, I have to remove this one element. Okay, so I just need prefix sum of 1. Okay, I just need prefix sum of 1 to make this result equal to my goal. Okay, so simply means that I have to just consider this subarray and this subarray. Okay, these two subarrays. Okay, so now let me write the code for more clear understanding. So code is going to be very simple here. Int n is equal to nums dot length, and prefix sum that we are counting, prefix sum is equal to new int n plus 1. Okay, this is done. Now inside that I am going to, let's initialize int sum is equal to 0 starting, and int count is equal to 0. And now after that just run one loop for int I is equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus, and inside this for loop just increment the previous sum, because initially the sum was 0, so prefix sum of 0 we didn't find anything, so let's make the use of this prefix sum of sum plus plus. And then after that let's do one thing, let's add the sum plus sum is equal to sum plus a of I have added the current element nums of I. Okay, so here I have incremented sum. Now after that I am going to check if my sum is greater than equal to my goals. Okay, then I have to balance it out. My sum. So what I am going to do, I am just going to make the count as count is equal to count plus prefix sum of sum minus goal. Okay, because I need to make it just like my goal. Okay, so I have to here use like this only, prefix sum is equal to prefix sum minus goal. Okay, this is done. Count is equal to count plus. Okay, this is done, and this is where my for loop is ending, and in the end I am going to just return count. Okay, let's see if it's working. So all the test cases has been accepted, right? So here see, my goal is to make a sum equal to goal. Okay, so that is why I am writing like this. Okay, so this simply means that how much prefix sum that I need to make it simply to my goal. Okay, now let's submit it. So our solution is accepted and runtime is also very good, just 2 milliseconds. So I hope that you guys are able to understand today's problem, and if you guys still have any doubts, then please feel free to ask in comment section. Till then, keep coding and keep practicing. Meet you in the next video. Thank you. Bye bye.